According to Max Defense Philippines, the Philippine Army announced plans to purchase Fuji-Bell Ah-1J Huey helicopters from Japan. The Philippine Army also expressed a desire to acquire at least one squadron of Fuji-Bell Ah-1S Cobra attack helicopters, which are expected to soon retire from the Japan Self-Defense Force. It is not clear if this is a grant or a sale. Japan manufactured 89 Ah-1S Cobras under license by Fuji Heavy Industries from 1984 to 2000. The type is used by the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force and are Step 3 models, which are roughly the equivalent to the US Army's Ah-1S. During the 2010s, Japan was examining options for procuring a fleet of new rotorcraft to replace its aging Cobras. Japan has indicated it will give up its obsolete attack and observation helicopters in favor of unmanned systems, according to its defense build-up plans. Japan will seek to bolster military ties with the Philippines during a visit to Manila by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida that comes after tensions escalated between Beijing and the Southeast Asian nation over a territorial dispute in the South China Sea. Japan will pledge to provide defense equipment to the Philippine military under a new aid framework, and the two governments are expected to start talks on an agreement governing mutual access for one another's troops. The Japanese Ministry of Defense now sees that the likes of the Ah-1S Cobra attack helicopters and Ah-64 Apache attack helicopters currently operating by the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, JGSDF, are now obsolete and needs to get replaced by unmanned aerial system, despite recent trends related to their increase of their overall defense budget as these said attack helicopters are nearing their retirement phase. This means that a decommissioned JGSDF Ah-1S Cobra attack helicopter or an Ah-64 Apache attack helicopter are now up for grabs, for countries that see opportunity for securing these platforms for their respective armed forces to use, with the Philippines actually being one of them based on the recent actions that took place recently, especially in their interest in securing Ah-1J Huey Iroquois combat utility helicopters for the Philippine Army to use. The Philippines getting these helicopters, especially the Ah-1 Cobra attack helicopters, are logical from an operational experience point of view, as the Philippine Air Force actually used their donated Ah-1S from Jordan, and these helicopters from the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force counts as a younger production models than what the Philippine Air Force currently have. With this information at hand, it is interesting to see the outcome of this opportunity at hand for the Philippine Army in having these attack helicopters from the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, although in the end it will still up to the discretion of the Japanese government and the Philippine Army regarding the materialization of this grant, as having it possible surely gives them close air support capabilities almost at par with the ones their Air Force counterparts have with their attack helicopters. Ah-1S is fitted with a more powerful 1800 shp T53-703 engine, which Kawasaki Heavy Industries produced under license. It was a production Cobra with tow capability and other improvements. By 2022, around 70 of these helicopters remained in service of Japan's Self-Defense Force. The Ah-1S has a narrow fuselage and was specifically designed to be the smallest possible target against enemy ground fire. Thanks to its streamlined shape, lightweight, and a powerful engine, the Ah-1S is equivalent to the US Ah-1F. It can reach a maximum speed of 277 km per hour, a rate of climb of 8.2 meters per second, a service ceiling of 3,720 meters, and a range of 510 kilometers. The Ah-1S is fitted with a turret under the nose, armed with a General Dynamics 20mm M197 3-barreled Gatling cannon. Other weapons include Hydra 70 rockets, with 7 rockets mounted in the M260 launcher or 19 rockets in the M261 launcher. It can also carry tow missiles, with 4 or 8 missiles mounted in 2 missile launchers on each hardpoint. These are effective against unarmored targets and light vehicles. There are reports coming from fellow Philippine defense watchers on Twitter coming from legitimate sources saying that the Philippine Army may get at least one squadron or at least 12 units of the JGSDF Ah-1S Cobra attack helicopters, although it may not be surprising if the Japanese government or the Philippine military, at their respective discretions, adds more units of the said attack helicopters. Technically, the Japanese Ah-1SS are newer than the Philippine Air Force's MD-520MG Defender fleet. A squadron of these would give the Army the ability to conduct air support for its troops without relying on the Philippines Air Force.